doesn't care about you. That's why you need a medical emergency kit. It contains life-saving medications like ivermectin, Z-Pak, and antibiotics. Stock them before they block them.
Are there any territorial concessions that you would agree in order for to get a deal that ends the war? Or is this something that you say never?
No, we will never recognize these territories which are temporarily occupied like the territories of Russia. We can't do it.
Another person on the other side, Vice President J.D. Vance, is he your biggest enemy in this administration?
No, he's not my best friend, but he's not an enemy.
And
but he can be a good friend of Ukraine.
How?
How has to come and to Ukraine
because I think you invited him several times.
I invited.
So why is he not coming?
I don't know. This question to him, maybe he will be on this place and answer on this question. But I think it's chemistry. You have to come to Ukraine, love Ukraine or not. It depends on your, it's on your point of view, on your feelings, and etc. And I think that he has come to Ukraine, and he will love.
The question was not if you're going to recognize. The question was if you're going to agree to say, well, this, the border was here, now it's here.
Between us,
what can I do?
Between us. So, if you will look at today's situation, if tomorrow will be a ceasefire, everybody's standing. If we don't have power to bring back these territories, so we are ready to speak about it. We are ready to get it back sometime in the future by diplomatic way, not with weapons. And I think this is good compromise for everybody. It's been that we have to decide such things now in dialogue and less loss.
The Russian air violations into NATO countries, the drones in Poland, what happened in airports in Denmark, in Norway.
In Romania also.
Do you think the response so far has been weak?
Very. We decided at the very beginning we will be very honest. Yeah, so I think yes. Weak reaction. So that's why he continued with other countries.
So you agree with President Trump that NATO members should just shoot down the drones, shoot down the Russian jets?
They had to shoot down everything. If somebody is on your land killing your people, you have to answer this person. If the jets are in your space, you have to.
The one big thing, tangible thing, real thing, not a post on Truth Social. The one thing that you need President Trump to give you in order for you to win on the battlefield.
I think President Trump knows. I said to him yesterday, what we need, one thing. I said already to him.
Which was?
I will not tell you which was it, but I will tell you that he said, we will work on it.
Was it a weapon system that you feel you need?
We need it. It doesn't, by the way, we need it, but it doesn't mean that we will use it. Because if we will have it, I think it's additional pressure on Putin to sit and speak.
I will not allow Israel to annex the West Bank. No, I will not allow it. It's not going to happen.
Did you speak with Netanyahu about this?
Yeah, but I'm not going to allow it. Whether I spoke to him or not, I did. But I'm not allowing Israel to annex the West Bank. There's been enough. It's time to stop now.
Welcome back to the SCIF. Well, it's a sporty day today. It's always a sporty day at CDM because we're getting attacked right now. The sites are down. So we're going to produce on the fly, troubleshoot, deal with a cyber attack all at once. So enjoy the show. We've got a good show today. And by the way, I want to say hello to the crew in the chat. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate the engagement. Please spread the word on the show. The audience is growing every day across multiple platforms, and we love it. And we really appreciate your support. Sign up for our no ad subscriptions. We're getting attacked right now. It costs a lot of money to keep this thing going because they don't like it. And by the way, we're going to have more out in the coming weeks about who is really free media and who is not in the U.S. So we're definitely on the free side, and we're one of the few, if not the only one left, that actually tells the truth and is not afraid to go into certain corners of the dark web and pull stuff out about what is actually going on. And so we're getting attacked daily. DDoS attacks, debanking, deplatforming. PayPal dropped us. We've got just all kind of crazy stuff going on. So please support us. Sign up for our no ad subscriptions. If you haven't done it yet, go to cdm.press, top right corner. It says subscribe with no ads. Fill out your info. It'll charge you $10 a month or $100 a year. Pay the $100, get it out of the way. And then you have no ads across our entire network. And we are putting out a buttload of content, and literally all night long with our crew all over the world. So please support us. If you don't want to sign up, just make a donation on the support us page. That'll work too. And thank you very much. We need the help. And we'll talk about some of our sponsors later in the show. But we got some big stuff today. We have uncovered in our Connecticut team. I've talked about our Connecticut paper, the ConnecticutSentinel.com. We have uncovered a Commie network in Connecticut that is attached to national organizations. We're going to have William DeRosa on, who is the former head of the Republican Town Committee in Newtown, Connecticut. Yes, this is where the shooting was. So you're probably going to want to watch this. He's going to be on at 11. And we're going to dig into all this because it ties into not just across Connecticut and different towns and the tactics they're using. It's literally brown shirt tactics against, free citizens in the United States of America. And how this came up is that there was the Charlie Kirk stuff, because one of the people who's been instrumental in this organization is called the Newtown Allies. And she kind of went off on Charlie Kirk. And it opened a can of worms, actually a can of whoop ass, as they say. And all of them are getting exposed in Connecticut. So we're going to talk to you about that and bring out all the information. At 11 o'clock Eastern, William DeRosa from Newtown will be on with us. And we've got at the bottom of this hour, Key West Jess, one of the activists down in Florida. She's going to be on to talk about a victory we had at the local level in Monroe County, Florida, which is down in Key West. So a lot happening. And I'm going to play a little bit of our Colorado show and just give you a taste of what that is in the first hour also, because it's a really cool show. We're proud of it. Ash Epp and the team do just a great job. And we're really targeting the lost youth in Connecticut or in Colorado to try to bring them back to the fold. So I think you'll enjoy that. They're funny. It'll be a funny segment. I laugh whenever I watch these guys because they're good. Anyway, I will let's do the mission brief. And by the sites are down, so I don't have the mission brief in front of me, so I had to pull it up elsewhere. So today is September 26th. I'm your host, Todd Wood. This is your mission brief. The U.S. government expects quick charges against John Bolton. This is for classified information in his house. I'll bring up that article here in the second segment. Israeli journalists mock Trump for saying he's not going to allow annexation of the West Bank by Jerusalem. The FBI had 275 plainclothesmen in the J6 crowd. That's a big announcement. We knew something was like this going on, but now we have a number, and we'll see where it goes from here. James Comey is indicted. And Candace Owens put out yesterday that Charlie Kirk was looking into where the money went. He was having around $100 million budget a year, approximately, and he was worried the money wasn't going where it was supposed to. And not just where the money was going, but where the money came from. And so he had appointed a new board to look into that literally days before his assassination. So this is key. She actually posted an internal memo, which we'll bring up in the second segment. So, wow, The plot thickens, as they say. Sign up for our no ad subscriptions. Sign up for our social media. Subscribe on YouTube. Please, if you haven't, even if you don't watch us on YouTube, just go to YouTube right now and sign up for the CDM channel. Subscribe, because we need to grow the numbers. Same on Rumble. We complained loudly after complaining in private yesterday, got some pushback, but all of a sudden our numbers start going up again. It's amazing how that happens. And all of other social media, X is doing really well. But we get limits on X, like on the Georgia Record, our Georgia paper, we get to 2,000, it bumps back down 5 every time. Hit 2,000, bump back down a few. So we got to break through that wall of deplatforming and shadow banning and everything, and just get a bigger and bigger account. So please help us do that on X. Well, we'll be back in the second segment. I'm going to go through a lot of stories, and then at the bottom of the hour, we'll have Key West Jess. And at the top of the hour, we're going to tell you about the Commie network in Connecticut we have uncovered and still uncovering. This is going to be an ongoing story. Stay with us. We'll be right back on the SCIF.
Can I ask a question about the nicotine pouches?
Yes.
Does it melt in your mouth, or do you have to spit it out later?
You can spit it out, you can swallow it, or you just savor it. I mean, you throw it in like you would a dip of tobacco.
Okay.
But you just let it sit there, and then it suffuses your nervous system with life-giving nicotine. And it really does feel like the hand of God is massaging you.
But does it feel like the high of smoking a cigarette?
It's simultaneously, if you can imagine the Zen paradox, higher alertness accompanied by deep relaxation.
Wow.
So you really are, it's a Zen experience. You're like cat-like in your readiness, but you're fully
And how long does it last?
I always have one going. Sometimes if things are, if I need it, I'll put another one in. So I've got 18 milligrams of nicotine, but that gives me an unfair advantage.
You're banging 18 milligrams? Woo. That's impressive.
I don't like to, because everybody else kind of recedes into the background, and I become this kind of colossus when I do that, and I feel guilty about it. Hubris is inevitable at that point, so I usually keep it to one.
I mean, I could use a new addiction.
Oh, yes.
What's the gateway drug level? What would you prescribe?
This sits between caffeine and
sell
cocaine.
a 3 milligram, but there's a transition, like all great addictions. Like, it's not instant. You do vomit at first, but then your body acclimates.
Wait is finally over. My towels are back in stock, but not for long. Get a 6-piece My Towel set, regular $69.98, now only $39.98. Towels that actually work. What a concept. And that's not all. Check out our My Pillow bed sheets, only $29.88. Any color, any style, any size, even kings, regular $119.98, now only $29.88. And how about our limited edition premium My Pillows, made with Giza cotton and a designer gusset, made exclusively for you to thank you for all your support. Queens $17.98, Kings only $19.98. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get My Towels for $39.98, My Pillow bed sheets only $29.88, and our limited edition My Pillow Queens $17.98 and Kings only $19.98. Quantities won't last long, so order now.
Welcome back to the SCIF. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are being attacked, and our sites are down, or at least the main site is. I haven't checked the other ones. We're dealing with the problem with our tech team and with our defense team. I'm going to go, I can't go into the articles right now and bring them up because the sites are being attacked, DDoS, denial of service attacks. And so I'm going to bring up the Colorado show and play that for a bit while we deal with this. We'll have Key West Jess on at the bottom of the hour, hopefully, and then we'll go from there. So we're producing on the fly here. So stand by. I'm going to start the Colorado show and deal with these issues, and then we'll get to the stories at some point here. I'm just going to play a little bit of this show while we deal with all this. So stand by.
Welcome.
What's up, everybody?
Nothing much. You over here trying to tell me what to do like it's the 1960s.
Talking about telling me what to do, I should have gone to the Chris Brown concert. He's coming tonight.
Is he the one that beat up Rihanna?
Allegedly.
Yeah, well, she hit first.
I mean, shoot, man.
She hit him first?
Yeah.
Well, that's just equality, man.
Let those feminist fists fly.
Yeah, you can't claim that you want men and women to be equal, and then as a woman get upset when a man beats the shit out of you.
Fiery fists of feminism.
Right. It's all about equality here on the Colorado Show.
Feminazis rule with a black eye, bitch.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Colorado Show. It is your midweek lunch break here in the Centennial State and the most serious news show in Colorado. Not actually, because there is no serious news here. It's all communist propaganda. How you guys doing?
Democracy.
Democratism.
Yeah. So,
doing all right.
Karen, you look like you're on a bridge. Don't jump.
No, you know what? I definitely felt a little out of sorts. Just, somebody hit my car, so I'm.
Your new car?
Yep. Yep.
Oh, snap. How?
I was watching YouTube. It's Saturday night. No, I was just sitting there watching YouTube, and I heard a big. And I'm like,
like outside your house, somebody hit your car? Holy crap.
Was it illegal? Was it illegal?
No, thankfully, he had insurance.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, if it was one of them, I'd be pretty much screwed. But
there's always the Sonata. There's always the Sonata.
Right. Oh, that happened too. That was 2022. Yeah, that illegal. He literally hit me, and yeah. So here we go again.
Is it totaled?
I'm not sure yet. I don't know what they're going to do with it.
Was he drunk?
No, he wasn't drunk. He was just, he looked like one of those dudes who's like, lives in his parents' basement, wears pajamas through Walmart at 11:30 at night. So he was poor.
I mean, that's not a bad time.
I know. It's like, I don't live in my parents' basement, but I have been known to rock pajamas at Walmart late at night. So
that's the best.
Well, that's when nobody's there.
Yeah.
You hate us because you ain't us.
Well, where the Walmart that I know of, that's where all the strippers, when they get off work, that's when they go shopping.
Stop. For their kids, strippers' babies gotta have shoes.
They had to have toys and sneakers.
Right.
toys and air shacks, air shaquilles.
All right. Well, we have a little show prepared. We've got some news coming out. There was a shooting at the ICE facility. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We've got President Trump trolling everyone again, which is very exciting. Some developments in the Tina Peters case. So we're going to talk about what that looks like and some other things with a deadly lightning strike out here, which is a good reminder to people about respecting our nature here in the Centennial State. But before we get into all of that, we're going to hear from our incredible sponsors. We will be right back.
If you haven't noticed, gold has reached a new high, all-time highs actually, and keeps going up every day. Why is that? It's because precious metals are a long-time historical store of value. And if you own a portfolio and you have assets in the fiat currencies, i.e. stocks, bonds, cash, or whatever, you're vulnerable to hyperinflation, which is coming as our debt explodes another trillion every 90 days. It's really scary. So how do you protect yourself? Go to Advisor Metals. If you look on any of our cdm.press sites, about halfway down, there's an ad for Advisor Metals. Click on it, fill out the form for your contact info, and Ira Bishotsky will contact you and talk to you. It's an easy conversation. There's no sales pitch. He's completely verified by us. He has a regulatory background we've checked into. We've checked with his bankers. We've checked with his IRA custodians for metals, and we can highly recommend Advisor Metals and ERA. So go to Advisor Metals. If you call them directly, tell them we sent you at CDM, and he'll definitely take care of you. But protect your portfolio because you really need to. It's coming. Thank you. Okay, guys, so we're dealing with a cyber attack. Thanks for giving a little patience to us this morning. We are getting hit. Looks like some kind of these are coming from Google Cloud. So it's been a series of IP addresses that are attacking us pretty regularly. We thought we had it dealt with, but obviously not, because everything's down right now. And thanks for your patience, but we'll deal with this. I'm going to bring in Key West Jess now, because she's got some information we're going to talk about down in the great state of Florida. So here we go. How you doing, Jess? Thanks for joining me this morning. I think you're on mute, actually.
Hey, how you doing? Thanks for having me today.
No worries. I appreciate you coming on short notice like this. So something's going on down in Monroe County. What's happening down there?
Yeah, I appreciate you even covering, just a county-wide, issue. So this has to do with election and election fraud and things like that, which we are all familiar with in certain avenues, but this is a little bit different. This had to do with weaponizing the system against actual candidates and our local GOP chair. So real quick, I was the secretary of the Republican Executive Committee for the Monroe County area. I was also the secretary for the Southernmost Republican Club, and I did all of their media during the 2024 election. So we all think of that election as being historic for President Trump, but in Monroe County, we did have something somewhat significant, and that was our supervisor of elections race. And that race, there were two women running, Margaret Romero and Sherry Hodes. Sherry Hodes ended up winning that election. Thank God. Because we at the REC, we call the Republican Executive Committee the REC. Right. And we had decided we wanted to entertain the idea of an endorsement for Sherry Hodes and a $20,000 campaign donation to her during the primary. And that became contentious because they had never, this group at the REC had never used this particular rule. And the rule is provided at the state level. This is all written through the Florida GOP. So those are the rules that we have to follow. Well, once we had a vote, we had some people really stand up and complain about it. They did not like the result of the vote, and they just hit the media big time with it. Yeah. And, it's really sad to see, Republicans against Republicans. And we just got the results of what ended up being through the media. There was a woman named Phyllis May, and she filed a complaint. She based it on her reading the Key Citizen newspaper. Mm-hmm. So it was all hearsay. She was never a member of the Republican Executive Club. I'd never seen her. I've never met her. Not even at the Southernmost Republican Club. I'd never seen her. So this was very much a hearsay type complaint, but you're talking third-degree felony. Third-degree felony for these women. And $20,000 misappropriation of funds they were being charged with. And so
they actually charged them and went through with it. I mean, people don't know. Let me just jump in. People don't know how corrupt Florida is down at the local level. I mean, the RPOF controls it like a vice. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, one of the reasons I always wear my Fight Like a Flynn pin is because it's local action, right?
Totally.
It's totally local action, and so. So this complaint gets filed, and it's against the chairwoman of our GOP. I'm the secretary, so I'm on the board with these people, and with Sherry Hodes, the candidate who we wanted to endorse and fund. She also was the treasurer. So they wanted to bring, so these are, this is our executive board, the chairwoman, the treasurer, the secretary. And we had a wonderful vice chairwoman who went through all the rules and found where we were able to go ahead and endorse a primary candidate. Well, we provided our interpretation of the rules multiple times through email, on screen, during the meeting. That was my job to do. My laptop's up it's up on a TV, and nobody contested the way we interpreted the rule until the results were provided. And they were provided at that meeting. And the sad part about this is it's those actual members within that Republican Executive Committee that leaked out proprietary information and caused a huge scene. And one of those people was the state attorney, Dennis Ward. And he has a radio show called Good Morning Isla Morada. And he had the Democrat candidate, Ron Saunders, on his show multiple times. And here's another thing is, so Dennis Ward gets the complaint and he has to recuse himself because he was a voting member of this committee. Rightfully so. He recuses himself. He has to send that up to the governor, to Governor DeSantis. And Governor DeSantis has to review it and issue an executive order assigning this case to another county. It went over to Lee County, but out of nowhere, I mean, let's think of the succession here. Out of nowhere, the first time that executive order hits the sound waves, the internet, the social media, is through the Democrat. So,
wow.
Logically, you might think he obtained that executive order from the state attorney. It's just logical at this point. I mean, it's a shame. It's a shame.
Well, we've reported with Chris Gleason and others like in depth here about he calls it the election fraud cartel in Florida because they're just not letting the grassroots get in power. I mean, I was on the Miami RAC, Miami-Dade, and literally they would just walk out of the room if there was a vote because they wouldn't have a quorum. All kind of just wild stuff to keep them out. But they were these people were I don't want to use the word acquitted. I mean, what happened in the case?
Yeah, so it took a year. The executive order by Governor DeSantis had an expiration date of I believe it was like September, maybe the 20th of this year. On August 14th, they did issue, Lee County issued their final report. And they had subpoenaed many of us, especially me, because I had to provide all of the documents. We had a wonderful attorney, Robert Fernandez. He was fantastic, and he attended he attended with the board members. He did not attend with all of the members that were subpoenaed, but we sat with all of them. They put out this report August 14th. And what's interesting is Dennis Ward, the state attorney, was also provided a copy of that. He was CC'd in the letter to the governor and never once notified any of us. Nobody. So I had to do a public records request, and because all the deadlines had passed, and I thought, well, all right, I'm going to do a public records request. As a secretary, I was under somewhat of a gag order, not issued by a judge, but it was recommended I keep my mouth shut. And I'm tired of keeping my mouth shut. And I'm no longer a member of that Republican Executive Committee. So I'm going to talk about it now and clear these women's names. So this report comes out and they're completely, it's over. They're not doing anything. They have found zero negligence on the part of the Republican Executive Committee. And so we want the public to know, and thank God our voters are smarter these days. People are educated. They're tuned in. Both of these women have won their elections. And so, we've got to be grateful for that. Sherry is now our supervisor of elections. She would have, I could have gotten her on here, but because of that position, she does not want to, she wants to remain neutral.
Of course. Yeah. So you're protecting her. Well, wow. So what's the future in Monroe County? I mean, what do you see happening?
Well, you had mentioned how you experienced Miami being, it's hard to get into a grassroots, tipping that scale, right? Yeah. Well, we have tipped that scale, and we're a small county, so it's a little bit easier for us. But and I know a lot of people like to attack the state level GOP, but I will say they've had our backs. They have shown support. They have shared the article and the video that I created. I actually created a video. If anyone wants to see it, you can go to my X page, where I read the entire thing. All the documents are put up on the screen and I read it. It's about 18 minutes long, and they've shared it. Bill Helmick, the executive director, put it out there. So, I think the future of Monroe County is being an example to the rest of the state. We can take this back, and it might be little by little. And yes, they have little tricks and tips to get up and walk out and avoid a quorum. And let me tell you, if you play to win, I'm sorry, but those are tactics that happen. They just are. And until you tip the scale in your direction, that's what happens. Everyone tries to pad the membership and bring their friends in, and it is a battle. But I will, if I could give anybody any recommendation, please, the Republican Executive Committee at your county level is where we get the work done. Totally where we get the work done.
Yeah, I mean, and it wasn't just a quorum thing we experienced, but like they would not file the reports per law with the local county supervisor elections because they didn't want anyone to know what openings were on the REC. So we didn't even know who was there or what openings we had to be detectives to do that. But anyway,
and we do follow the law every bit of the way, and that's why we win.
Yeah, totally. So now I have to ask you, I forget the county's name, and we're having a cyber attack, so I can't even bring up my Miami Independent right now to check the county. But we did some articles on, there was one county up in northern Florida or mid Florida where the RPOF literally canceled the REC because it became MAGA.
Yes.
So do you expect anything like that?
No, because we have a huge majority. They keep coming in and trying to, they'll put in one of their people for an election. We actually just lost our state committee woman. She had to move. She was new to the position. Amazing. Bethany Bartlett. She's amazing. But she had to go for family reasons. And we brought in a new member who's fantastic. And everyone voted for the new member. They did not vote for the older member. And it's like, look, you don't have what we want,
Yeah.
Get over it.
Jess, thank you. I want to have you back because we want to stay on top of what happens in Monroe County. But thanks for short notice coming on. We appreciate it. And
thank you for covering it. Appreciate it.
It'll be on Miami Independent later today. I guess you're writing this up. So
I will send you what we've got. Yep.
Excellent.
Absolutely.
Thank
you so much, Todd. Bye.
Celebrate our newest launch, Rev 7. I'm bringing you an amazing introductory offer, plus an exclusive overstock sale that you're not going to want to miss. Rev 7 is our premium energy drink that tastes great and gives you energy all day with no jitters and no crashes. That's because there's no sugar and no caffeine. I'm so sure you're going to love Rev 7 that for a limited time you can try our 3-pack absolutely free, or check out our Percale bed sheets. I can't believe I'm even going to say this. Every color, every style, every size, only $29.88. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save 20% on our Rev 7 12-packs, or try our introductory 3-pack absolutely free. And our Percale bed sheets, all sizes, only $29.88, even the queens and kings. Inventory is extremely limited, so order now.
Pandemic, we can never be caught unprepared again. And so many Americans, when COVID hit, they had nothing in the house. Stores were shut down, and doctors' offices were shut down. And even if doctors prescribed drugs, hydroxychloroquine, ivermectin, pharmacists wouldn't fill the prescriptions. That was a nightmare.
Now the situation is much worse. We have these horrible supply chain problems. In our emergency medical kit at the Wellness Company, we have 8 prescription drugs that are all potentially life-saving.
Most people who died with COVID, they died in the hospital because they didn't receive early treatment.
Every American family should have one of these.
I can tell you the Wellness Company kit is the answer.
Marching home again, hurrah, hurrah, we'll give him a hearty welcome then, hurrah, hurrah, oh, the men will cheer, the boys will shout, the ladies, they will all turn out and belong.
Welcome back to the SCIF. We are experiencing a state actor DDoS attack now on the network. I'm going to go back to the Colorado show while we deal with this. Actually, let me just walk through a few stories that you need to be aware of before we do that. So John Bolton is expected to have charges levied against him quickly by the U.S. government, and this is because of the classified information the FBI allegedly found during a raid recently on his home and office. So it means, guys, we're in the thick of this. You realize what's going on. This is the beginning of accountability that we've called for some time. At least we hope it is. And there's going to be multiple arrests. So nobody wants you to know about what's going on. So we are one of the few free media out there. And that's why they're attacking us. Literally, we have a state actor coming after us right now. Israeli journalists mock Trump because he said they're not going to get the West Bank annexed. Amir Sephardi, who's one of the Messianic Jewish influencers, said that Trump bowed to the pressure of Turkey and Saudi Arabia, etc. And it was kind of a mocking post, and I wanted the people to know that we're America first here. FBI had 275 plainclothesmen in the J6 crowd. More accountability, more disclosure coming. It's serious. We're getting into it now. We're going to stay on that story, and hopefully accountability will be there as well. I want to hear Kash Patel talk about that. He's taking credit for the Comey indictment, but we want to find out what happened on J6. We want the tapes released. Hello? What about those tapes? Where'd they go? I thought Johnson said they're going to be released. We haven't seen them. Tucker allegedly had them. We haven't seen them. So what's going on, guys? Candace says Charlie Kirk was looking into where the money went and who sent the money. Where did it come from? This is big. I mean, she's been out there on a variety of subjects, but we're going to continue to report what she has to say. And then another one, and I wanted to mention, and when we have this back up, hold on a second. I'm just dealing with some stuff here. 1 second. So, you know what? We're going to take a break. I've got too much going on. We're going to take a break. We got to raise our defense levels here. We'll be right. We're not going to take a break. We're going to go back to the Colorado show, and then we will be back with you at the top of the hour. So hang on, guys. We have to find. One second. Here we go.
Indeed, we are. And Karen.
I'm back.
Excellent. Don't jump.
I shall not.
It's not that bad.
I have to live to fight another day.
Yeah. We need you. We need you in this fight.
Thank you. I need to be in it.
Absolutely. All right. So trolling first. President. This is from Simon Atiba on X. President Trump has a, what did you call this?
It's the wall of, it's the presidential wall. What do they call it? What's the actual term for it? Let's see what Simon called it.
It's the wall of presidents. Yeah. Reagan.
Is it the wall of heroes or something?
We got Bill Clinton, George Bush, Barack Obama, President Trump.
It's called the Presidential Walk of Fame.
The auto pen. President Trump again.
I love my president. Good God Almighty. I love my president so much.
Impressive.
Shit on these people.
This is in the White House.
I mean, Lord.
It's a fair assessment.
You know, I love how they whine about the First Amendment and everything else, and they say he's mean. All the crap they've done to us and said about us the last 10 years, and he doesn't have a right to troll them?
Yeah.
I find that repulsive.
I'm here for it. And the thing about it is the reason they're mad is because they're not as funny.
They're not.
If they were as funny, then they wouldn't be so mad about it.
Which is odd since they're supposedly the party of joy.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that. Wow.
Remember that narrative deployment? We're the party of joy.
Oh yeah, jazz hands.
Burning everything down, suing everybody for speech, freaking out. Trump deranged absolute nonsense. But they did
Right?
try that whole joy thing.
But
The
hey,
people that are celebrating the assassination of Charlie Kirk are the party of joy.
yeah, they're lunatics.
Golly.
These aren't spirit fingers. These are spirit.
Ooh.
Bring it on. You quoting the
yeah,
movie? You're
yeah.
quoting the cheerleading classic epic film "Bring It On" to me.
It was classic.
Oh
Oh.
my God, this is the
Okay.
whitest you've ever been, Darren.
I mean, look, no, that was black people in the movie. Lots of them.
There are. Yeah, the black cheerleading squad, the black high school has the best. They're the ones
the
to
Clovers,
beat.
okay?
The Clovers,
The Compton Clovers.
That's right.
with starring D. Wade's wife.
Oh, I love that movie. I might go back and watch Kirsten Dunst as head cheerleader. Such a good film.
Starring
Ahead of its
Dwayne
time.
Wade's wife. Yeah.
Can't believe you just quoted "Bring It On."
Nice.
These are spirit fingers.
Okay.
And they're doing the hanging thing.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
I'll have to watch that. I've never seen it.
Count your blessings.
You've never seen "Bring It On," so there's like 3 of them.
It's good,
First
but you're
one's
not
obviously
gonna
the best.
die if you don't see it. You know?
Right.
You might.
Now,
So I guess I better watch it.
I think it's
one movie that you must see before you die is Heavyweights with Ben Stiller.
That I haven't seen. We need to find
You
hold for
pour the
processing.
prime
We're gonna find
products
a
of
trailer.
Colorado.
We're
How have
actually
you
gonna
never
do
seen
trailers of
Heavyweights?
both.
Heavyweights is classic.
All right, so we're gonna
Classic.
compare the trailers. First, we're going to do "Bring It On."
Oh
because
gosh.
Karen has not seen it.
Have not seen it. I've seen the advertisements, but I think it was a cheerleading movie.
This is officially this is no longer the Colorado show. This is a derailment show.
Oh my God, I'm so
I tell you.
excited. I've never been
On the
so
crazy
excited.
train.
All right, so first up, we have the "Bring It On" official trailer.
The 5-time national cheerleading champion.
Jan's got spirit. How about you? Dude, you just lost.
Ever been to a cheerleading competition? We're the best. We have fun, we work hard, and we win national championships.
Maybe we should join the squad.
You ripped off those cheers.
We have a problem.
About what? We're in trouble. I swear I had no idea. I know you didn't think a white girl made it up. We've had the best squad around for years, but no one's been able to. But you better believe all that's going to change this year. Can we just
my gosh.
put these down so I can go home? We might have to have a rumble. We can't go to regionals with a stolen routine. This isn't about cheating. This is about winning. Enough. Now we finally have a chance to truly be the most inventive. And when you go to nationals, bring it. I'll bring it. Don't worry. We need a new routine, something amazing and fresh. All right, now let's do this, Clover.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Clearly a must watch.
Very interesting movie.
All right, so then what did you say? Heavyweights?
Heavyweight.
All right, hold on, because
Heavyweight.
I haven't seen that one, so we'll see if it can even compare to.
It is shitting on Bring It On.
Oh
Okay.
boy.
Oh no way! Oh, that sounds
Yes.
fun. All right, hold on. Here we go.
I'm starving.
Far from the everyday world, there is a place where big.
Congratulations, Mr. Sims. You are the fattest boy in camp.
Is beautiful.
Oh!
And thin isn't it?
This is definitely not sanitary.
For Jimmy and his friends, it was a dream come true. Until the new owner
That is out of here, mister.
Oh no. Turned it into a nightmare.
Lunch has been canceled today due to lack of hustle.
Now, after 6 weeks of frustration.
Then we're gonna climb that 1,000-foot rock face over there.
Starvation.
There isn't a gummy bear left in this entire camp.
And humiliation.
Nice swing, you fat tubbo.
Everyone having fun. Jerry's out to do something far more important than lose a few pounds.
I have a plan.
He's out to gain respect.
What is going on?
You can't kidnap the owner of a camp.
Welcome to the annual Apache Relay.
What in the world?
It's about time you started acting that way. Take him down, Cappy.
Walt Disney Pictures presents a comedy for every kid.
Tell me the artist and title, please.
Cher?
Da Vinci's Mona Lisa.
Tired of taking it.
I'm so slow. It would have been cool to go fast.
And ready to dish it out. Heavyweights.
Classic.
Oh my
You gotta watch it. I'm telling you, you gotta watch it. And it's even funnier as an adult because when you're a kid, there's a lot of shit you don't know.
I got it. I hear you. Okay.
Yeah, when you're a kid, there's a lot of stuff that you be like, did I watch? Like what? Like, did they really just say that?
Yeah, I never heard of that. So we'll have to watch that one too. My money is on Bring It On being a better film.
My God.
You gotta lose. I'm telling you, when you see Ben Stiller in this movie, he is a total retard.
Okay.
I'm telling you,
he's a character actor of a total retard.
Yes, he is
in every film.
He's like a mix of like a horror film, a bad guy, and Richard Simmons.
Nice.
Hilarious. It is hilarious.
All right.
Give it a shot. We'll report back next week on the Colorado show to see which film is better. So scraping the bottom of the barrel. All right. So Darren, you brought this up, and then we'll get into more of the Colorado news after this. But there's a ICE shooter in Dallas today. Actually, let me see if we have a setup on that. Hold for processing.
Yeah, apparently another Antifa.
One of them.
One of them.
One of the fiery but mostly peaceful protesters.
It's awesome how they held their fire while Biden was allegedly president, the so-called ruler of the United States.
Right. Yeah, 4 years. We didn't see or hear from them. They were underground. And now they've resurfaced. Antifa. Yeah. They were quiet. They were relatively quiet for the whole time Biden was there because they had, their supreme leader who was a corpse in office.
So they got to act a fool. Yeah.
I mean, you're giving them a lot of grace there. I think they weren't being paid to, burn down the country. While the people that want to burn down the country were in power and burning down the country metaphorically through the system changes that they were making. They didn't need Antifa then.
Well, they're about to prosecute the Chinese guy that funds all this stuff. I forgot his name.
Singh, last name is Singh.
Yeah,
Bindar Singh or something like that. Yeah. Living in China.
Anna Paulina Luna was just on the news talking about that. Like they've already started digging into his. I think they've like frozen some of his assets and all that.
Yeah, she's a national hero, that one, Anna Paulina Luna. We never would have known that there was a second gunman on the grassy knoll if it wasn't for her.
No, she has certainly redeemed herself since teaming up with that ugly weirdo Brittany Pedersen.
Oh my, that was when I lost all respect for her, because that was abandoning the JFK hearing to go do a publicity stunt on the House floor about being able to breastfeed and proxy vote. And she teamed up with Brittany Pedersen, who is literally one of the legislators, Colorado legislator.
Disgusting. I don't have enough.
Baby prop chick. If you don't know who we're talking about, it's baby prop chick. You'll know her from social media as the woman who makes motherhood appear to be the greatest burden ever Also, she has a full-time husband, partner, and he just couldn't be bothered, and she couldn't find childcare allegedly, and so she has to show up to hearings and publicity stunts carrying poor little Sam around. #free Sam.
Poor kid.
So if you
Stuck
had to
with that
pick
wench.
one, this is terrible. I can't even believe I'm going to say it, but I'm going to say it. You had to pick one current public figure, not necessarily a government person, just somebody that is a public figure, public eye, that this shooter guy, alleged shooter, because this is, breaking news on the day of the shooting, which we usually can't trust any
Jack
of.
Black.
He ain't black. He's very white.
No, he looks like Jack Black without the beard.
Yeah. So if you had to pick one public figure that you think this guy looks like a young version of, who would it be?
Jack Black.
I can see that a little bit.
Or Chris Farley.
I was going to go with a young Tucker Carlson.
That too. Yeah.
What do you think, Karen?
I'm with the Jack Black thing. He does look, though in another picture, a more recent one, he's a little chunkier. So he doesn't look like anybody.
Is that he or
she? Except the cast of heavyweights.
Yeah. Is that a he or do they identify as a she?
Is it a they them?
Is it a Z? Is it Z Zilton?
Laura Loomer with the latest. And Darren, you sent this to us, but Laura Loomer says, I did a background check on Joshua John, the ICE shooter in Dallas. Joshua John's profile picture from his now wiped Facebook page, per the background check results, reveals Antifa and communist imagery. The profile photo is of an armed communist with the hammer and sickle. The text reads, "Glorious exposition, comrade." He also has previous conviction for selling marijuana. Proof this is leftist political violence against ICE officers. And you can see the profile picture over on the left. Looks like a caricature of someone holding a gun with a communist hat on. You've got the hammer and sickle in the background. Why was his Facebook page wiped immediately? That's a good question. And this is apparently his $3,500 fine for criminal possession or trafficking of marijuana. So more leftist violence.
Yep, absolutely, more leftist violence. It's like they've all been activated or something to that effect.
All assets deployed.
Yeah.
Apparently, he's a bad shot because he hit migrants. He hit the detainees, like freaking idiot.
No, don't save us some money.
I bet he regrets that.
Somebody
probably wasn't when he was
somebody didn't go to the range before he decided to pull this stunt.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Well, they should have self-deported.
Yeah, they should have self-deported. They were given ample opportunity to self-deport. That's what the CBP Home app is for now. It's for you to go the fuck home.
Yeah, that was actually
not
Lauren
make our
Boebert's
country
idea.
your home. Not a free pass to stay here and make our country your home until you get a hearing in 2033 where you can say, oh no, but I've lived here for 10 years and I'm a good citizen, so I should get to stay. No, CBP Home app, you sign up and you go home.
And you do, yeah.
$1,000. That's like 10,000 in your country, wherever the hell you're from. You can't stay here. We don't want you. You are not welcome. We need our country back for our citizens. Go your ass home. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell out of here. Call Tyrone. You need to call Tyrone.
Hope you enjoyed that little clip of the Colorado show. Thanks for bearing with us as we deal with the cyber attack. Looks like the sites are slowly coming back up. Definitely a DDoS state actor attack. We need your help. If you could go right now to cdm.press, I think it's working, and go to the top menu where it says support us. You can go in there and give a donation to help us deal with these problems we're dealing with. There is the Zelle address, which is iceboxpublishing@protonmail.com. There is a way to donate with credit card. With crypto, you can send a check it's all there, but this is costing us a lot of money. We need your support. We're free media. We're saving the Republic. Please help us financially. We don't talk about this all the time, but we definitely need this right now. So thank you for that. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back, and we're going to have William DeRosa from Connecticut at the top of the hour, and we'll bring you how we're taking down the commie networks in Connecticut. So stay with us. We'll be right back. The bird flu is circulating. We're getting more and more press, more fear mongering, more warnings about this. First, let's start with that. What say you on?
Well, what I say is it specifically is not circulating. It's in animals. There's one human, maybe two transmissions, no human-to-human transmission. And stand by, everybody. If there is some sort of sudden human-to-human transmission, you should immediately be suspicious that gain of function was involved with that. Just the fact that they're taking an animal virus and going nuts on it in the press and talking about it all the time, that to me leads me to believe that they have concerns that somebody is doing something with that virus, because this would not happen naturally, in my opinion.
Our world is changing rapidly. Many crucial systems we depend upon are collapsing. And the most important system that is failing is the food supply.
Mr. President, this Council is more than aware of the multiple challenges and threats the world is facing today. But the threat of famine, people starving slowly to death, must be a red line.
These food prices are going to keep going up and up, and they're going to keep feeding excuse after excuse, narrative after narrative.
Yeah,
you're going to have to get off that treadmill and start getting more autonomous with your own food growing.
You want to make sure that you can eat, because frankly, food is the biggest issue as we are going through these transitions.
But amidst the chaos, there is a path to resilience. Marjorie Wildcraft is the female leader of the survival and preparedness movement. Marjorie has taught millions of people how to grow an abundance of food in a grid-down situation, even if you have no experience, are older, or out of shape.
I've spent decades finding the fastest, easiest, and funnest ways for the average person to be able to grow a lot of food. I've created a step-by-step process that's so simple that even kids to elders have been using it in order to grow a lot of their own food. And you can too, even if you have no experience, you're older, or you're out of shape.
Growing your own food is like printing your own money. Get started today.
Welcome back to the SCIF. It looks like we've dealt with our cyber attack. The sites are back up and working. The shields are up, and we'll see. This was a big one, so it took us a little longer than normal to defeat it, but it looks like we are bringing them down. So I'm going to bring in William DeRosa right now. He's the former head of the Newtown, Connecticut Republican Town Committee. And we're going to talk about what's going on in Connecticut, because it's extremely interesting. And it looks like I can bring the sites up again. So let me just bring the article up that is going to be referencing this. We'll see. Well, that site's moving a little slow, so we'll bring it up when we can. I'm going to bring in William now. Can you hear me, William?
Good morning.
Are you there, sir?
I can. Good morning.
Thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. I used to live in Newtown.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. I think we may have a little delay, but
are you there?
Why don't you
a little bit of troubles here. Can you hear me?
I can, but you're broken. Is there somewhere you can have a better connection, maybe? Or can you drop out and come back in, and maybe the connection will be better? I see you, but I don't hear you right now. All right. Well, we're going to wait on William to come back, and I'm trying to bring up the Connecticut paper. It's timing out now. Go ahead.
Let me try. I'll be right.
Okay. He's going to come right back. So let me give you an overview of what happened in Connecticut. So we did, after the Charlie Cook shooting, there was a woman who I believe was a behavioral advisor at the high school. I could be wrong on that position, and I don't have her name in front of me because I can't bring up the article because their sites are down. And now I'm wondering if if people don't want people to know about what's going on in Connecticut. And I'm wondering if this is why we're getting these massive cyber attacks this morning, because we have literally uncovered a communist network in Connecticut. And so this woman put out on social media, she worked at the high school, and she put out on social media that, nasty, nasty stuff about Charlie Kirk. And so that blew up in the town of Newtown. And this is where the shootings happened at Sandy Hook. And we've got William back. Let me see if I can hear him. William, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Oh, that's much better. Thank you, William. So I was telling our audience, I lived in Newtown for a long time, so I'm pretty familiar with it. I left in 2010. But tell me what's going on. What happened in Newtown?
Lots of changes since 2010,
Yeah.
especially considering the horrible tragedy that happened in 2000 and I believe it was 12.
Yes.
With the Sandy Hook.
Yeah.
Yes. Lot of changes since you left the town, but as of recent, probably the most concerning situation that's going on is since 2020, when there's been a formation of a group of activists that call themselves the Newtown Allies. Newtown Allies for Change is their professional. And they are an outgrowth of the George Floyd riots. And they represent activism, and they're especially pro-DEI and trying to bring Newtown to what they would like it to be in their eyes, which means they've come into our schools. And in a very big way. Right now, there's a teacher in the behavioral therapist. I'm not going to use names.
Right.
It's very well known, the situation that's existing. And she is, well, I can be straight. She's a racist. There's no other way to put it. She's very proud of her positions, which I do support. She's allowed to say or do whatever she likes. I'm a big pro First Amendment guy, and I believe in this, but not when you're dealing with children. And you have to draw the line somewhere. And she's a behavioral therapist in our school district. And the social media I'm not going to go into, but the stuff that she says it's absolutely stunning. I think you've probably seen some of it. So discussing about President Trump, and she hates white people, and she's very proud of saying this. So she's working as a teacher, and several of these people, this group, the Newtown Allies, is filled by teachers. They're the teachers in the high schools, teachers in the lower schools are members of this group, along with most of the DTC in the town. The chair of the DTC is an ally, and several of the people that sit in legislative council and various different volunteer positions across the government.
And the DTC is the Democratic Town Committee, because a lot of people here aren't from Connecticut. So
right. So what we're really talking about is they're a subchapter, in my opinion, of the DTC. They do they push the progressive stuff that's out there. They do the work for the Democratic Party, and which includes all of the DEI work and the progressive policies all the way across. And it's very concerning because they've infiltrated the school districts. At the end of the school year, they go in and hand out cash awards to the teachers that support their agenda and push it push it in front of our children. They do blackboards in the schools. They're in the public library in the town. You walk through the door and you see all their information and a huge painting that's called the Newtown Allies, and all the books that they promote and everything are all in the library for the kids and for the adults as well. They're also involved with the police. They're running programs through the police department. And they use tactics. If you don't agree with them, they cancel you. And they call your employers. They have lists on the businesses that display signs of Republicans or of Donald Trump. It's a pizza guy in town that puts out the signs, and then they cancel you. They have a list and they publish it and they put it out there. And they call whoever they disagree with, they call the employers of these people that speak up against it.
You know, what caught my eye, William, is that we have been doing some reporting in the past in Westport, and there was a group that came into Westport almost 20 years ago, well, maybe 15 years ago, called Team Westport, and the town actually gave them a lot of power, and it's like this uncontrolled Politburo that has influence over the police, over the town government, over Park and Rec, over everything. It sounds extremely similar to what you're talking about.
You're absolutely correct. It is very similar, and it's happening not just in Newtown. I mean, it's all over. But yes, this Westport is very, very similar, and the town just doesn't seem to do anything about it. While I was the chair, it was a big concern to me, and I have an 11-year-old in the school district, and I was concerned about these books that were being pushed in front of the children at the time, which were very, very mature. You and I would not be in a discussion between the two of us, would not feel comfortable with the themes that were in these books. And, you know, we a few of us signed these book challenge forms that were requested by the school district. Well, they took the forms, they FOIA'd them the first minute they got the chance. Then they took our names and they doxed us across the entire state of Connecticut with every major, and called the employers of these people. And so they intimidate you into silence. You're not allowed to have a different opinion, in other words.
I mean, this is like brown shirt behavior. I mean,
it really is. They might as well have hoods on, as far as I'm concerned.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's that serious. And go ahead.
And why does the townspeople not, confront this?
I think it's twofold. One thing is, I'm not sure that many people are really aware in the town what's going on. They operate in a way that's very unusual, only where they need to be, where they can flex their muscles. But if you went up to the general person in Newtown and said, do you know anything about the Newtown Allies? They have no clue. They don't even know what's going on. And those that do, like, they just immediately shut down, and they don't want to touch it because they're worried about their kids. They're worried about their livelihoods, and they just, and that's it. They shut down.
That's a shame, because we need courage right now, especially. It's not going to get any better for your kids if the town gets worse and worse and worse. So
they have to do something with the school district. It starts with the kids. It really starts there. It's fine for the Allies. As I said, I'm a big believer in the First Amendment, and they can exist. We all can exist peacefully. But it doesn't give us the right to go in and start to go after our children.
How is crime in Newtown? Because are they blocking the police from doing certain things?
There are things that are going on that have come to my attention. The police, I think, feel I'm hesitant here because I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I think the police feel in a sense that they can't act. They're afraid to act. Does that make again? They're intimidated. They'll use the term. I know of a specific situation with one person who they've threatened to murder her, run her over with cars and everything else, and the police say, "Oh, but they're protected class. There's nothing we can do."
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding. And they're like, they throw their hands up in the air, and I think in the end of the day, maybe now things are going to change. That for a while, for the last 4 years, they were probably just not quite sure what to do with the whole situation since the George Floyd, and especially since they're an outgrowth of the George Floyd movement. So they're afraid. I think the police in general are afraid to really act.
They're afraid for their jobs, I guess.
Yeah, afraid for their jobs, and also they go into the police and they train them. They actually want to train them on their thinking and look, they want everything to be inclusive, which is fine. That's great. It's all wonderful. But in the end of the day, we don't go in and you know, I'm a very conservative person, but I don't go in and ask the school district to read certain books or you know, that's neutral territory.
Right.
Everybody has to exist here. It can't just be my way.
I've got the site. By the way, you probably didn't hear, but right before you came on, we had a massive DDoS attack, and all of our sites went down, all 13 of them.
Oh,
and
no.
we've been dealing with this. So somebody doesn't want you talking out there, William. It's quite interesting. We have the sites back up, and I have the Connecticut Sentinel up on the screen now. You can go there and just search for Newtown, and this article will come up. It's the first in a series. There's going to be a lot more about this. And as you said, this is blowing up everywhere, right? I mean, it's kind of like when the French Revolution ended, Robespierre was up giving the next list of people that had to be guillotined, and somebody just shot him in the face, you know. So, and then the French Revolution was over. It seems very similar type of phenomenon.
It's very similar, and I have to give a shout out to the Connecticut Sentinel because they've been very helpful. They've really uncovered a lot and been very courageous to be able to report on this, and they've shined a very bright light on what's going on here. And people are waking up. The Fox News has been in contact with me.
Wow.
I was on WTIC 2 days ago with Reese on Reese.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, people were finally starting to think like, maybe I can speak up. This has got to stop. You know, I think the turning point was what happened with Charlie Kirk. I think people said enough is enough of this.
Yes, exactly. Speaking of getting shot in the face, very close.
Right.
So I listened to your WTIC with Reese on the radio early this morning or late last night, and you were saying that they're giving cash rewards to people that do what they want.
Yes, they go into the schools. They go into the school at the end of the year, into the school district, and they hand out cash awards to the teachers that they feel are supporting their agenda and promoting it.
Wow.
Yeah, and what's even more wow is that the school allows this.
Yeah, how does that happen?
Well, that's where it goes, because many of these people in the school are very, very progressive in their thinking, and they're a member of the organization.
Wow.
So they have, you know, and this is all the way across the board. They're involved in the town government, you know, very similar to what's happening on a national level.
Well, you told me you've already said that they've threatened to murder people, but you said one woman got physically assaulted.
Yeah, there's another case of they're a very eclectic group. You have to understand the actual founder is a very intelligent and bright woman, and she was a lawyer, an attorney, a litigator, very, very intelligent, well-spoken. And then we go to the other side of the gamut where there's people that are completely uneducated and pole dancers and in New York City and things like that. OnlyFans people, and one of their members attacked another person that had a different opinion in the Starbucks. Yep, just went after her, and they got into a fight, and it was all in the paper. They didn't use names. Again, the paper was afraid. The police withheld her name because of this.
Jeez.
Yep.
Jeez.
And she really beat the daylights. I think she was on Reese. I think she came out yesterday and spoke to him yesterday about it.
Wow. We'll try to get her on the show.
So people were afraid. You got to understand. People really, they're like, I have very good friends, and I try to talk to them about it, and they're like, no, look, our kids are in school. We just got to get through this. Get done, get out of here.
That's so unfortunate. You know, get a band of parents together and stand up, and you know, there's strength in numbers, right?
There is one of the big problems, and I have to say it's both sides.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to be. I was the leader of the Republican Party, and I turned Newtown red actually in 2021. Designed a strategy that was able to return the town back to conservative control. But the Republican Party they're afraid.
Yeah, well, that's all over the state, obviously.
Right. You know, they're afraid to say anything. They don't like controversy. They would not support us. With the books, there was 10 families there that had signed those challenge forms. They refused to get behind them. They refused to get behind the Republican Board of Education members that were involved, that were being attacked. They were throwing water bottles at the Board of Education members during these books and screaming from it was like a riot. And they were screaming from the audience, calling these women 4-letter words that we don't say for women. And I mean, it was off. It was like you've never seen anything. You're like, is this really 2023 right now? What I'm viewing here?
We've regressed in many,
Yeah,
many
I
ways.
mean, you couldn't, and it was crazy. I mean, and the Republicans just simply like, oh, listen, this is an election year. We can't get involved here. Shut it down.
Yeah.
So it's kind of their own fault.
Have you looked into, or do you know where the funding's coming from?
I would suspect, and this is of opinion only.
Mm-hmm.
I would suspect that they're tied to probably Black Lives Matter and George Soros.
Mm-hmm.
I would assume the founder is pretty sophisticated person, and,
or some NGO in that network.
Something of there.
Yeah.
And one of the most concerning things that I know, and this was by the top person in Newtown that told me this. I remember there was an incident, about 2-3 years ago, that involved some scarecrows in the community center during Halloween. You're allowed to come in and decorate a scarecrow in for a decoration for Halloween on the lampposts. So the Allies came in and they chose a conservative Board of Education member to mock him. And they put his hat on, the exact hat. He's an older man. He's probably in his 80s. And they wrote on the scarecrow on a T-shirt, I have patriotism racism is not patriotism.
Patriotism, yeah.
Right. Racism is not patriotism, and they put it on the, and it was a scarecrow of this guy. It was mocking him.
That's a direct threat.
Yes, it is. And I went in and I spoke to the head guy who I knew very well, and he was very upset. And he said, "Look, William, I've gone the gamut with these people. What do you think? What do you think?" And he said, "Here's the deal. They're a 501c, but they're not. They're not registered as a 501c." And he said they're taking donations.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he said, "There's where the bone's buried." And at the time, I didn't think too much about it. I had 5 or 6 people with me that were outraged about that scarecrow. And recently, the Connecticut Sentinel said to me, "Are you aware of this?" And I said, "Yeah, I remember that. I remember something about that." So they do take donations. They're a large group. They have a large outreach. They do a lot of emails to people and programs and training. They actually train people. You can join their programs now and have your children come in and be trained by them. Yep.
Wow. And you said that the person that runs this is a high-powered attorney out of New York. Is that right?
Lives in Newtown now.
Wow.
New York, Ridgefield, then into Newtown. And I'm sure, in the end of the day,
she was placed there. Yeah.
I'm sure that she's, as I said, she's very, very educated and very, very put together. And she's sincere. I'm sure she believes what she's doing is the right thing. And it very well for her might be the right thing, just like what I think I'm doing is the right thing. But it does not give you the right. You're crossing the lines when you're going into the schools and trying to take over a town. That's not the way things work. We all have to get along together, and we all have to be able to exist, and it just can't be one way.
Well, we're going to look into this whole network because obviously it's at least a statewide kind of effort, and possibly, I would think, national. And our paper, the Sentinel, needs to continue looking into this in the great state of Connecticut, which is the cradle of liberty. It's literally where
the Constitution state.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the Constitution state, but I mean, the state is. We have a lot of work to do in the state. It's also good. It's riddled with problems.
But well, that's a great segue. What needs to happen? Let's say somebody in Connecticut's listening to this. What do they need to do?
Well, I at this point, I don't think this is a conversation we want to really start at this moment. My opinion is what needs to happen here. But for starters, we need to go back to a government that's not run by a single political party. There should be a balance. We need a healthy balance. We haven't. In 1996, Connecticut was solid number one state in the union. Today, we sit at the very bottom.
Right.
In 1996, we had a different government running the state. We've got big problems with union pensions that are looming. We have the highest electricity, at least one of the highest electricity rates in the nation. We're number 3. We have the highest taxes in the nation, one of the top 3. And this stuff has to be looked at and dealt with. We have to get in and really figure out what we're going to do, to fix, because it's a great state. I love Connecticut, but single party doesn't work. It doesn't work in California. It doesn't work in Connecticut. It doesn't work in New York. We have to learn to be responsible and not use our progressive failed policies that obviously we know that they don't work.
They sure don't. And I was very involved in politics back in the 90s in Connecticut. And I remember, there was GOP congressmen everywhere. It's just not that way anymore.
It's amazing because Connecticut, I was drawn to Connecticut. I bought the home in Newtown as a second home from New York City, where I lived. I was a very successful traveling concert classical cellist. And I wanted to be there because it was a break. But everything changed. Everything has changed. And look, the pendulum swings. It always happens. So I assume at some point it will swing back. And hopefully we get to the center.
Well, it takes courage and it takes effort and it takes local engagement. So, that's what has to happen. People have to feel pain, I guess, to get involved to save their children's future.
Yeah, it's about the kids. That's what
that's
what it's about for me. And I think we need to look and finally stand up and say, hey, that's enough of this. Being told that this is the way it's going to be. And it starts at the voting booth. But again, there's something out there right now. And I've seen the papers, and they're in front of the SCIF. There was 265,000, if I remember correctly, more votes than there are voters in Connecticut in 2024.
Yeah, the whole mail-in ballot.
So,
it's a multiple
that needs to be dealt with. And I think that it will all come to a head if we can have a federal intervention. And they begin to take a look and study some of this stuff and see what's going on and figure it out and try to right the ship, so to speak,
before 2026. We got to get moving. At least get some of these vectors of fraud out of the way.
Well, I will tell you that I am Connecticut Unite on X, and I have a group of people that are working hard and that are all trying to right the ship here. So, and the Connecticut Sentinel has been very helpful for us, and we thank you very much.
Yeah, it's been the team for, by the way, for our audience, Connecticut Sentinel. Let me put that one more time. It's our paper in Connecticut, spelled with a C, the old revolutionary way. We get a lot of, when we started it, I had a lot of people, you're so stupid, you don't even know how to spell. I said, go read the history books. Anyway, thank you very much, William. We want to have you back as things progress, because Newtown is a special town. It's beautiful.
It really
needs
is.
To be restored.
It does. It's a great town. Newtown's a special place, and it really deserves better than what's happening. We're going to fix it. I appreciate all your help, and look forward to speaking to you again. Thank you for having me.
You bet, and look forward to October for Halloween in Newtown.
Thank you very much. I hope to meet you sometime.
All right, sure. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Well, in the case of hydroxychloroquine and ivermectin, these are two medications that have been FDA approved for use in humans for decades. They are very, very inexpensive. Interestingly, available over the counter in almost every other country other than the US and Canada. You can just walk into a pharmacy and buy them like we buy Tylenol in much of the world because they're that safe. And we've known for decades that ivermectin has very strong antiviral properties. It has anti-inflammatory properties, and both ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine are what we call zinc ionophores. They help to move zinc from the bloodstream into the cell, which is where it needs to be in order to fight off a virus. So lots of application for these, and we have every reason to believe that those drugs also will likely have some efficacy against H5N1 or a number of other respiratory viruses that we may meet down the road.
If you haven't noticed, gold has reached a new high, all-time highs actually, and keeps going up every day. Why is that? It's because precious metals are a long-time historical store of value. And if you own a portfolio and you have assets in the fiat currencies, i.e. stocks, bonds, cash, or whatever, you're vulnerable to hyperinflation, which is coming as our debt explodes another trillion every 90 days. It's really scary. So how do you protect yourself? Go to Advisor Metals. If you look on any of our cdm.press sites, about halfway down, there's an ad for Advisor Metals. Click on it, fill out the form for your contact info, and Ira Bishotsky will contact you and talk to you. It's an easy conversation. There's no sales pitch. He's completely verified by us. He has a regulatory background we've checked into. We've checked with his bankers. We've checked with his IRA custodians for metals, and we can highly recommend Advisor Metals and IRA. So go to Advisor Metals. If you call them directly, tell them we sent you at CDM, and he'll definitely take care of you. But protect your portfolio because you really need to. It's coming. Thank you. Welcome back to the SCIF. Let me drop William off there. Wow, a lot going on. Busy morning. It looks like we've defeated this DDoS attack. The sites will probably be running slow for the rest of the day because we've got all the shields up. But please support us. I'm going to pull this up. This is cdm.press, which is working now. But at the top of the page, you can see, let me just bring it up. Hold on one second. You can see there's two menu lines. On the on the right side, right under the M is support us. You can make donations there. And on the far top right corner, there is subscribe with no ads. And you can sign up for our no ad subscriptions. And then the second line of the menu is CDM Food, CDM Metals, the Bookshop, Health, Nutrition, Merch, ALP, all kind of stuff. Please support before you go buy something at the big box retailers. Buy it from us. Books, health, medical kits, Advisor Metals, nutrition products, it's all there. So nicotine pouches with ALP. So please support us that way. I'm going to close the show out here because it's been just so crazy and we don't have any more guests coming on, and it's a little iffy with the sites right now. So I'm going to close this out, but I would like to thank you. We'll be back Sunday at 2 p.m. with the Georgia Show with Bill Quinn and I, and we'll deal with a lot of what we're dealing with right now, at least give you some insight. And then I'll be back Monday through Friday of next week, Eastern, with the SCIF. Thank you again. We'll see you Sunday on the Georgia Show at 2 and 10 a.m. Monday on the SCIF. Thank you.